This is the Beyond the Box dumbbell workout. Before I get into it, check out the Instagram post or the BestBox app for the warm-up. Get ready for the workout by increasing your heart rate, increasing your body temperature, and maybe you're starting to swell a little bit before you get into it. For today's strength portion, we're going to be working on developing strength and technique in the dumbbell snatch. Ideally, we would like the athletes to be able to work up to a moderately heavy or a heavy 4 reps across 5 sets. This is going to be done as 4 reps per arm, by the way. So each set is going to include 4 reps on the right arm and then 4 reps on the left arm. The dumbbell snatch technique should be maintained across all 4 reps per side. We do not want to see any falter in technique. So if the technique starts to falter, then we need to step back on the weight a little bit. We only want to go so heavy as we can maintain good movement pattern. The dumbbell snatch is us taking the dumbbell from the floor to an overhead position in one smooth move. Want to make sure that we're using a lot of leg drive and we're maintaining midline stability as we're doing this workout, this movement. A little bit of a warm-up that I like to use for the dumbbell snatch as I'm building up to my workout weight or my working weight is I like to start with a little bit of a complex of a deadlift shrug, high pull, and then I take that deadlift shrug high pull and go directly into a good snatch. What that's going to look like is this. Deadlift. As I bring it back down, both of the dumbbells touch the floor, and I'm going to keep my gaze up. Stand up, deadlift shrug, back down, deadlift shrug, high pull. Notice how I pulled that elbow nice and high. And the next rep, I'm going to do a full snatch, combining all those 3 movements. Deadlift shrug, high pull, snatch, and stand up. Notice I keep the weight really close to my head. The further out I get away from my head or from my midline, the harder it is to maintain that stability, and the weight just gets heavier and heavier on my shoulder joint. I'm only allowed to go so far before I have to drop the weight. So keep the weight nice and high. Keep it right close to the head. Bring the weight back down to the floor. When I do my 4 reps, do these as 4 per arm. Bring it down to the floor, reset at the bottom, and go again. So what one set on one side is going to look like is something like this. Bring down, reset, bring down, reset. I got one more. So that's one set of 4 on one side. To complete that set, I would do another 4 on the other arm to complete my first set. Every set, I'm going to try and add weight as I go until I find a heavy 4 reps that I can maintain that stability and technique. And if I find that I falter just a little bit in the last set, that's okay. We want to see a little bit of falter, a little bit of failure in the last set, but not early on. Once you're done the strength portion, move on to the Metcon. For the Metcon, we have 5 rounds for time of 12 burpees and 20 dumbbell snatches. The RX weight for the men is 50 pounds, or for the ladies, 35 pounds. If you're not doing RX weight, you need to scale, then pick a weight that allows you to do at least 10 reps unbroken per side. We want to make sure that we're splitting up the dumbbell snatches, so when you in one round, you'll do 10 on one arm and 10 on the other, and they should be unbroken reps. How this is going to look, so for the burpee standard, chest and thighs touch the ground and then get back to a standing position, and I stand up nice and tall and a little bit of a hop and a jump to show that full extension. So when I go to the ground, chest and thighs touch the ground, I'm going to press up, jump my feet forward, nice, flat, wide stance. As I come up from here, bring my chest up, legs are loaded to allow me to hop and clap overhead to show full extension. If I were to do that from the side, this is what it would look like. Notice I'm all the way on the ground. So what your working reps will look like is something like this. Once you've done 12 burpees, go into 20 dumbbell snatches. Dumbbell snatches, using the technique that we worked on from the strength portion. Now we're going to do these as alternating reps instead of isolating one side at a time. So when I do my 20 dumbbell snatches, for 10 reps, it might look like something like this. Switching on the way down. 3, 4, and then 5. So that's what 5 reps would look like. I would keep going on until I've done a total of 20, which is 10 reps per arm. Want to move quickly, but we also want to move at a pace that maintains movement quality. So don't go so fast that your form goes out the door. Recap, the Metcon is 5 rounds for time of 12 burpees and 20 dumbbell snatches. Make sure you alternate arms and you do 10 per side. Your score is the time it takes you to complete all 5 rounds. Get after it and have fun.